Hey everyone, my name is Aldo Martinez. I'm one of your speech classmates, and today I'm going to be presenting my personal speech. So, I wanted to invite you all to listen to an interesting story about me. The reason I say it's interesting is because this story isn't something I typically share with a lot of people. Uh, I don't really talk about this topic very much at all, and I figured, why not just shoot my shot? And so that's what I'm going to be doing today. So, today, I'm going to be talking about a story with me and sleep paralysis. So, sleep paralysis, I remember reading on the National Institute of Health that most people typically only have sleep paralysis 1 to 2 times throughout their entire lifetime. And I find that very interesting because I'm not even 19 years old yet, and I've already had sleep paralysis several times. I would say I've had it at least 5 times by now. And I'm going to be recounting one of those stories particularly. But for those who don't know what sleep paralysis is, I'm going to try my best to explain what it is. Sleep paralysis is this weird bodily event where you are like half awake and half asleep. It kind of feels like you wake up in the middle of the night and your body is completely asleep. It feels like you're paralyzed almost, like you can't move any part of your body except your eyes, really. Usually, when that happens, your body feels like you're locked, like you can't move at all. And all you could do is look around your room. It feels like you're kind of hallucinating. It's very realistic kind of dreaming. So, you can think of a person, you can think of a thing, and it feels like it just randomly appears in front of you. Like it feels like it literally just teleports and it's there. It's there with you. Like it feels real. It feels real. That could be an awesome thing. You can imagine really cool things like like a skateboard that you've always wanted, or you can think of a character or a celebrity that you really like, and it'll feel like they kind of just happen, right? However, this usually happens very late at night when it's very dark, and when you wake up late at night you can't really see anything and you feel like you're kind of just locked in place. You kind of start to have these weird, scary thoughts. I had one experience with that particularly. I remember back in high school, I believe it was in 11th grade. I remember having my grandparents over from Mexico, and they ended up taking me in my brother's room. I had to sleep in my other grandpa's room. I normally live with my other grandpa. He wasn't there anymore, so I decided I would sleep there. And one night I remember while my grandparents there were there, I had sleep paralysis. And it was the middle of the night, it was pitch black. I had a pretty crazy event with my sleep paralysis. I wasn't sleeping in a room I was very comfortable in. Pretty much all my life I've always shared a room with someone, whether that be my parents or whether that be my older brother. And that was really the first time I could ever recall sleeping by myself. It there had this kind of sinister feeling to it. And I remember that night I woke up and I was having sleep paralysis. I remember I had been sleeping on my left shoulder when that had happened. I remember I saw a figure in the room. All I can use to describe it is that like it looked like a paralysis, like a sleep paralysis demon. Um it feels really uncomfortable to talk about. It really just looked like this really tall, dark hooded figure that was standing at the end of my bed. It was very frightening for me because I had had sleep paralysis before, except that was the only time that I had ever seen something like that before. It felt like it was something out of a horror movie. And usually these sleep paralysis episodes usually only last like maybe 2 3 minutes. It really felt like it was a lot more than 2 to 3 minutes because it felt like I had seen a demon. It was I don't know. It was something out of a movie, and I don't think I'm gonna forget that feeling for a long time. If I find a picture of it online or something that kind of resembles it, I'll probably throw it up on screen. That way you get an idea of what I saw. And I don't know. I can't really shake that feeling of like it was probably just something completely from the sleep paralysis because after it wore off, it just kind of disappeared. it felt so surreal. There was a room, there was a window in that room, and the moonlight from the moon was like peeking through, and it was hitting the thing that I was seeing, like the creature, the monster, whatever it was, and it looked like it was actually hitting it. Like it looked like like the light was actually hitting the thing that was there. There was something there, and it looked like it was kind of just standing there watching me. And I don't know I don't know how that makes me feel. I have had sleep paralysis moments like that afterwards, but that was definitely the worst one. But yeah, that's a story I wanted to kind of talk about. That's just kind of something I suffer from, and then, if I've had it this many times before the age of 80 is probably gonna happen again. That's that's my story. Good luck to everybody else. Goodbye.